What? That wasn't an ending. Was it an ending? Was it an ending? Was it an ending?
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
I had to have been. That's a good question. Do I just turn back and go back to the computer?
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Yeah. And do I just wait again? Do I keep waiting? Alright. And the narrator is back. I'm happy about that. I'm happy the narrator's back. Oh my gosh. And like I'm back to listen to the narrator. What? New. Oh no. What?
Oh good, you noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Yeah, what do you want to show me, narrator? What do you want to show me? This is your edition. What do you want to show me? Come on. Come on. I really want to see it. I want to see it. Wait, new content,
You see,
but backwards.
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The
Why?
original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
What?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa. What? 420. What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all
fair.
the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I got to the game very late, so like... What? It's just a different fern. What?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing
Yeah,
for
sure.
it.
I would love to.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I mean, kind of, but also kind of not. Like, the idea has to be there in the first place, and like, I get it. Like, the idea can evolve, but there has to be an idea in the first place. New features. Where? Just up here? What new features am I gonna have? Like, I've already had the jump button for that looks crazy.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Like what? Office decoration, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. What? Hear your name in the game. That's interesting. I would love to. The button that...
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
I don't
And
know.
Of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
I mean,
So
sure.
with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Is it actually gonna say... Is it gonna say my... What?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Oh.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
All right.
let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I'm
Just
Jim.
play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I've
Sleeping
been living
and
as Jim.
waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim.
Yeah, both of
Seizing
those happen to
all
me.
of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Oh!
Do you feel it deeply? Are you
Yeah.
really, truly Jim right now?
I'm Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I'm Jim.
Jim.
Yes,
That felt
you
good.
See? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, I'm Jim.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time.
Does
if this
it?
were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
I mean, not
I'm
Jim.
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, you actually just took the button away? Okay, sure, fine. I guess that makes sense. All right. I mean, I did press the button a little, like one more time. Was there always 2 doors here? I'm gonna say yes.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
But that's also, what? I guess I'll go to the reassurance bucket. Why not? Well, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
All right, so neither is good. However, Happy 12th Birthday Stepniece is funny.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Oh.
Get Well Someday it is.
I mean, that's not the one that I picked, so, I mean, that's fine. Can I, okay, I guess I can't press the other button anyway. I don't think
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
All right, I'm gonna go get my easy achievement. It's gonna be great. I'll have achieved the... All right, pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works. Get yours right now. So...
Now, here's something special.
I just
you remember
go
that
in.
broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Oh, really?
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's
Sure.
as simple as that.
I'll give it.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the
Come
achievement
on.
is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I
I
guarantee it will
know.
be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world
So
who have
it
been
doesn't-
uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
So it doesn't exist.
We hear you, and I promise it will happen.
All right. Neat. I really do want the achievement, though. Now I now know that there was an achievement. I didn't know that there was an achievement in the first place, so now I kind of want the achievement. Even though I didn't even know it existed. And I mean, like, I didn't get...
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The exit. I can't go out. Oh, the jump circle's back. That's cool. I guess I can jump 36 times. Was that the number?
Collectibles.
There were collectibles?
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And
Will
what's
I?
truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Whoa,
I don't want to
what the
stifle the
hell?
intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
All right, I'm not standing on anything. Ah! Okay. Sure. Whoa, collect them all. Can you find them all? Oh, I guess I...
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolute. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
I mean-
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the
It doesn't-
Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, sure does.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Why?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And
I'm
confused. It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on,
no,
give it a try.
That's not a solution at all.
Can you feel it?
I feel the
glow
bucket.
of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Can I put the bucket on my head?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Yes!
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I put the bucket down? No, I keep the bucket. Why do I keep the bucket? And why is the bucket a drug?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I mean...
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Like, sure, but here's the thing though. There's a more enjoyable bucket. Like, I've played Garden of Banban, and there was a pretty enjoyable bucket in there too. You know, I want to say it was in chapter 3, where Banbalina was teaching class, and there were buckets around the area. And for some reason, Sheriff Toadster, settings world campaign. Okay, and for some reason, Sheriff Toadster decided that he didn't like the buckets. Like, sure. Like, maybe the buckets are actually a dangerous thing, and I need to be wary of the buckets. But I have no idea, because the buckets might be Javanium, and they also might not be. Infinite hole. It won't end. Wow, sign me up. I'll go see an infinite hole. That makes logical sense. Why not? Why shouldn't I just go to the infinite hole that doesn't go in a straight line, apparently? Okay. It's a wormhole. So it's how did you...
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game.
Has it?
This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
It does exist. You have to do a little bit of shenanigans for it to work, but, like, you can certainly glitch out of bounds and fall infinitely in other games. Alright, and how do I get back up? That sounds like a,
See? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Okay.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Alright, sure. Is there any... No, infinite hole. There's just an infinite hole. It's just a hole. Wait, no. Is there actually anything here? Rim, depth, infinite, surrounding area, also probably infinite. What? Okay, yeah, sure. What else do you have for me, narrator? Do I have to go into the...
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable
Why not?
2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Uh-huh. Well, how was I supposed to know that it was gonna be here? I was pretty sure that the jump circle was gonna be gone forever. And that I was just gonna enjoy the jump circle while it was here. So, you know, as I wanted to. What? Where is this leading me? That's new. What's new? What's new? I don't know. What is new? I would love for you to tell me. What is this? Is this
An
epilogue?
would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. So, I'm just here now. Why can't I go to the exit? I would love to, actually. Can I leave? I found the jump circle. That looks cool. All right. That looks cool. I really enjoy that.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I
Ready
saw
to move on
everything.
now?
I think. I'm pretty sure I saw everything. Is that me? Huh. Cool. No screenshots. All right. Where am I?
Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
What?
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
All right. Which ones?
Okay. Are you ready?
Which ones are
Here
you?
it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
It's all.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
It's all just.
Okay, yes. This is
things.
much better. I feel good about this.
All right.
Here we go. Version 2.
No.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of
No.
gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
No, they don't.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
That's
I
the
wanted
problem.
fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With
All right.
respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I
That's what
suppose it could,
Ultra
but it would
Deluxe is
need
supposed
a
to
really,
be.
really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Sure. I'll take a look. Huh. I mean, it looks good. It just doesn't look. Huh. Oh, shoot. What? I'll take a look.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk,
Yes.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Sure.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. I can believe
And then
that.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
No, something.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on
This
the
is just
monitor
the
for
original
him to
game.
follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This
Okay.
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. What? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Let's play along for a little bit. I found the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yeah, I did. I guess I'll take the bucket. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
For the sake of things being things, I'm just gonna go down to the original ending and see if anything changed.
Still no one was here.
Yep.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Maybe. I don't know. How would I know?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, because I need my bucket. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
Oh
discover
my
not
God.
an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Okay.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
Uh-huh.
It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Why?
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Uh-huh.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. Okay. 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was
Yeah.
it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
The
Yes,
bucket is totally
this is
guiding
certainly the
me.
most logical explanation.
I love the bucket. Okay.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Why?
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay. Why not? I mean, I may as well. You know, because I can find them, I guess, and I have a bucket. I mean, that's different. I have a bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Oh my
Soothing
gosh.
him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The
Yes.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Uh-huh. Everything will be fine. All will be okay. All-
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead
I'm
through the
going
large door
forward.
that read,
I'm going
Mind
forward.
Control Facility.
The bucket will prevent me from being mind controlled. Don't worry.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Yes.
television screens.
It-
What horrible secret did this place hold?
Yes, it's the
Stanley and the
incredible
bucket both
scene
wondered to
from
themselves.
in that movie with all the like the heroes and stuff like that, and Syndrome being like, yeah, I'm gonna test my evil murder bot on a bunch of heroes just so I
Monitors
can.
jumped to life,
like-
and Stanley nearly dropped the
Yeah.
bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped,
Uh-huh.
monitored like guinea pigs.
Sure were.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Uh-huh. Everything's fine, bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Yes.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
I don't know.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Yes, of course.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His
What?
own life in
So is the
someone
story
else's
now about the
control.
bucket?
Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Right. Not even the narrator?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Yeah.
Controls
Look at
labeled with
this.
emotions. Happy or
Yeah.
sad or content. Walking,
Is there-
eating, working, all of it
There's a
monitored
button up
and
there.
commanded from this very place.
Is that a button?
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
One, two.
would never again exert its terrible
Wait, hold on.
power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
There's 5.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
There's 5
They
buttons. There's 5
high-fived
buttons.
in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy
There's-
comment about taking down the system.
Yes. Oh, shoot. Wait. Oh! It's the... Oh, I can't even go up there. There's buttons. All right. There surely are buttons. Cool. The buttons do nothing, to my knowledge. That's great. All right. Idle awaiting input.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What if I hit on? What if I hit on? We're gonna hit on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Yep.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Yep.
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Mm-hmm.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
It's birds.
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Fly! No. Fly! Okay.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It
What?
was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
What?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions.
Why?
The bucket known this all along. Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible
All right, the
discovery.
bucket gave me the answer.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Okay, so you're...
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.